Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Simply Colorful FiberCast. Today's date is February 1, 2019. My name is Lynn Marquidant, and I'm your host. Welcome. Grab a project we're going to sew together tonight. Tonight, I pulled out my Dear Jane. We're going to make the E6 Michelle's Medley block. And also, just so you know, I have the overhead live going on, FiberCast Live. The feed is a little delayed, so you'll have to change your audio to one or the other. And I have, thanks to viewers like you, I have seen there is a way to film both overhead and direct at the same time from the same camera. And you'll see a little square over to my left or my right, and I'm in the process of figuring out how to do that. But in the meantime, here is the square we're working on. Doesn't look too bad except for this middle part, which I must admit. So here's the story about what I've done tonight. I'm going to tell you this, and then I have so many other things to share with you. When I went into my box here, this is my Dear Jane box. I have some printouts of various Dear Jane patterns from my Dear Jane, right? My software. Well, I have a new PC within the last, dare I say, couple of years that does not have a CD-ROM. And I've been able to load up EQ because I get it as a software. I download it from the cloud. But Dear Jane, I've not yet been able to do that. I still have my CD-ROM. So when I went to look at what patterns I printed out, this particular E6 pattern, I had not done a paper piecing. I just had lots of little pieces. And so I did the best I could, and I thought I was kind of curious to see how I could do it. So I started it already. And I've done the center already. So I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully you can. There are lots of little pieces. And I am just going to work with that as a way to start. So that's what I'm going to make today. I even have these 4 pieces. So I'm going to sew this all together. Shouldn't be hard, right? You can see that hopefully there. And then I have 4 squares that I'm going to applique on the corners to make it look more like how Jane did it back in 1863. So, as always, send pictures of what you're working on to lynn@simplycolorful.com. I'd love to see what you're working on. And so would others who are watching, because we always say, who's out there? And you're all out there. So this is when I do my random piecing. Oh, I wonder if, oh, I need to move this over. Sorry, forgot about this part. Okay, maybe you can see this with the iron that way. So I'm even webbing this little teeny tiny, is that right? Yeah. Square, and it should work. I put my thread stitch count down to 1.9. Oh, and I have so much to show you all. I got the box from Missouri Star from our trip. I have the 2 blocks that I made for my Queen Bee done to show you. And I have some ideas for our Queen Bee block that I wanted to show you. And it's going to be a fun time. I was looking forward to this. So see how we've webbed those 3 pieces together? Now I'm just going to go do these pieces here and web those on. I'll show you how I do that. Oh, and I wanted to show you all the quilt behind me. I know on Facebook Live you can't see it, but if again you go to YouTube/Simply Colorful, and log into today's FiberCast streaming feed, you will see the quilt behind me is one that my niece Alexa made when she was with us out in Missouri. And she has sent it to be quilted here in the studio. And it is such a beauty. Doesn't it look like Alaska? It feels like Alaska. And she even sent, I want to show you this. Whoops. She sent this cool minky to go with it, which also just feels so Alaska-like. So, Alexa, I will send you some thread and design options next week. I was able to send Gail back her America quilt. That was done. And Becca's Spring Fling. I'm still waiting. I've ordered some thread, Becca, for your stained glass quilt. So, thank you all. And Deb, of course, I saw Deb last night. So, I'm sorry. Gee. So look at this. These are all webbed together. And now I'm not even going to iron it. I'm going to turn on my iron. Now I'm just going to flip it over and sew these webbed pieces together. And then I'll give it a good iron. My dear Jane's definitely going to fall into that category. Finished is better. What is that? Finished is better than perfect. Because this is not, I am just being very, I just want to get it done. And the pieces are so small, and I don't want to spend what limited time I have left on the planet measuring it exactly, but that's kind of close, right? And then we'll do this one. It will look great when it's all together. Which for anyone who might not have heard, and I encourage this for anyone who's doing Dear Jane, give yourself a deadline. I said I would finish this by 2020, so 2020 will be here before we know it, so we got to get going. Okay. So it's not perfect, but it's not bad. And let's see if we can move this over just a little. And we'll iron it. Let's see. If you're out there on the live video, feel free to share it or click it, say hi. No sense doing it if no one watches it, because they're we can just do the YouTube stream. And again, there's this floss tube. So thank you, Becca, for telling me about that. There's this floss tube that you can put the overhead camera feed right with you. So there's that. Now what we need to do is sew the two sides on. And I need to make sure to get the right side of the fabric. Let me see. If I can see the comments, then I can. Oh, super. Okay, here we go. I'm learning this. Hi, Carol. Hi, Lacey. Hi, Sue. Oh, Sue just got Jane done. She's amazing. She only has 25 more blocks to go. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, spaghetti-o. Mom, when I come visit you tomorrow, I'm bringing my Dear Jane blocks. Can we farm out some of our Dear Jane block making? Years ago, we were joking that there would be a market for Dear Jane blocks on Craigslist or on Etsy or on, actually it was eBay, I think we were thinking. You have to go to extreme measures. Sue, you are amazing. Oh, that's funny. Oh, Lacey says, is there a reason why you always have your thread on the vertical spool instead of the horizontal one? No, just probably what I've always done. You mean rather than putting it here? No. I'd be interested if there are benefits to putting it horizontally. You can see I'm about ready to run out of another Aurifil. So when I load the next one, maybe I can try it the other way. Aw, Becca's there. Hi, Becca. I hope your quilt arrived. I kind of wanted it to be a surprise, so I didn't send the tracking number, but I certainly will tomorrow if it didn't arrive. Hello. Oh, came unthreaded. Okay. So when we were at Missouri Star, we used the baby locks, and they had a very interesting threader that made like this loud clap when you would thread it. So now when I just used my threader here, it didn't make that loud clap, but it worked, so it's all good. Both of them worked. Okay, here we go. So we've had a busy day. We've had a busy week. Working. And it's been cold here. Where hasn't it been cold, right? I hope everyone who is watching this is warm. That's my wish for everyone today. Oh, and I have to read a poem that my aunt wrote. You know, my Aunt Jane up in Vermont, who is a writer and published poet. And every once in a while, we will read her poems. Why don't I do that? Oh, I can't. I'll post it on Facebook. I can't because my phone is up above and my iPad is over here and I'm saying hi to people. Oh, cool. Becca sent a text with a picture. Okay. Okay. So, how's that for speedy Dear Jane sewing? I think that might be the fastest block I've ever done, Sue. You best get moving. You've heard of trash talk in football? We'll do trash talk in Dear Jane. So I'm going to wait and not trim that up quite yet. I should show you that. Oh, but we still have more to do. So what we have to do, and this will be good to do down on the vineyard with my mom, in front of the TV, because I am going down there to watch Tom Brady make history. I hope I'm not jinxing it by even saying that. Okay. And then it will be as simple as positioning that right there. Look at my bent pin. And there's one. Now let's do another. These are big overturns, 1/4 of an inch. I usually do 1/8 of an inch needle applique turn, but I don't want these little corner blocks to be so big. Okay. Go. There's 2. Oh, Diane says, hi, Diane, nice to see you. She says, try copying the CD, which is my Dear Jane CD, to a flash drive from a different computer. Oh, thank you. Awesome idea, Diane. Thank you, I will do. Becca says, can you get text or should I send via email? Either one would be fine, but I can't get to either of them right now. How many years have we been doing this, Becca? Maybe by the time I'm 100, I'll have it all down. Oh my goodness. Seriously, I'm going to have to get yet another device here until I can get that software that films. Well, I'll still need the camera up there. Maybe I'll get another camera for above us. But then there's the whole learning curve. Anyway, I can do it. Sue Ellen. Oh, you're so funny. I'm sorry, Sue Etherton. Your name isn't Sue Ellen, is it? She says, it's a long way from being done. Still need to do the triangles. Still need to get my mystery quilt to her. Oh, good. Good. That's right. I need to do your ABC quilt, right? Oh, that's funny. Congratulations on your work anniversary. I'm impressed. I'm impressed with anyone who can hold down a job these days. The truth be told, so hard. Okay. We had such fun at Missouri Star. I hope that I have told you that. Just any retreat is just such fun. Okay, so that one's ready for hand sewing, and then we'll put on the little binding, and it will be another one done. Why don't I write that right in our book while I can? Let's see. Where's my pen? Oh, there it is. Okay. Do you believe it? Happy February 1st. So it's February 1st. February 1, 2019. Look at this one I did in 2014. What does it say here? Lorna from Southern California joined us live, and we lamented about the drought. Wow. The Myers were in Florida, and we were back in the studio dreaming of our new fall projects. So that was August 29th, 2014. Wow. Huh. Okay, so February 1st, 2019. I'm going to say something like the polar vortex, was here. Minus, what was it, 25 plus in Chicago yesterday. I saw some reports that said minus 50. That sounded awfully cold. Made this block on FiberCast. I also want to note that I want to acknowledge Don Ouellette. He had a long life of 95 years, or almost 95 years. And this morning we said goodbye to him. So Carol, Dean, Cam, we're thinking of you. Don, Ellette, funeral was today. He was an accomplished, loving man. Okay. In Worcester, We'll take this block to Mom's to finish while watching the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Okay, that's enough Dear Janing. I have lots more to show you. Okay, so we're going to move this. Move this over. Oh, first things. I don't know if you remember, but at Christmas time, my doll friends traded ornaments. And what we do is we bring an ornament, we put it in a brown bag, and then put it in the center of the table, and everyone picks a different brown bag. And I received a beautiful ornament that Pat had made. Now, Pat, Inga, is the artist behind the jewelry that I wear. And look at this beaded ornament. I'm going to move it way over there so you can see it. Isn't that something? And it comes in its own little box. So that was fun. And I wanted to show you before it goes right into my ornaments box. Here is another one of Alexa's quilt that she sent. And more stuff. Look at this. You know how we've been making charm square quilts? Here's another candidate. And these she cut out her charms because I didn't even notice this. They actually make a nice, she's got them in a row, like all the blues are in rows. It is such a sweet baby quilt. And she sent a light greenish bluish minky to put on the back. So that's another one that's just great. Becca, if you want to post your pictures on the Simply Colorful page or on this live feed, that works too. Whatever you want. I'm curious what it is. Oh, and hello to Shailene. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining us. Oh, Wendy in the UK. Hi. Oh, very cool. You can connect with the Carols. Oh, Lincoln in Bristol in Yorkshire. Oh, I love this. And you're all probably, you all like, now tell me I'm just crazy, but I imagine that you have iPads and some of you are in bed watching this on an iPad. Am I right or no? Okay. Now it's time to unpack my Missouri Star box. So you know how this works. We go to the retreat 2 weeks ago from Monday to Friday. And there are 11 stores, I hope that's the right number, 11 or 12 stores in the center of Hamilton. So you can sew as long as you want. They are in the big sewing retreat center. But when you need something, you can walk outside and go buy whatever you want. And as a nice added benefit, they're just so generous to us. They will ship home everything you buy for free. So you needn't carry it on that pesky little airplane. So fast forward a week later, and my box arrived today, and that's what I want to show you. They're random, and there isn't a whole lot in here, but I did want to show you what my booty that I got from Missouri Star. So this was a block magazine they gave us, and is this the modern one? I don't even know. No. But you know how I'm Queen Bee next month? This is the one I'm going to do. It's called Disappearing Pinwheel Basket. And I wanted to show this. It's made with 10-inch squares. And then you make a basket with a pinwheel on top. And then you put them together in units of 4. Specifically, these are the directions I'm going to give them. So they're going to take Kona white, a 10-inch square, and put it on top of a 10-inch square of fabric, printed fabric. They're going to sew all the way around the edge and then cut it crosswise to make 4 half-square triangles. There they are. Then they're going to put those triangles together and they're going to cut it in 2 ways. That's one of Jenny's secrets. I think it's a Jenny thing, but it cuts those into 9 pieces. Then you rearrange those 9 pieces to form your basket with a pinwheel on top. And I'm going to ask them, here, let me show you this. So that's what we're making. And what's cool is I get to ask, so this Queen Bee project is something we're doing with our guild. And it's a skills builder project. And whomever decides to play or be in the group at the beginning of the year agrees to make blocks for each person each month. And each person in each month, a different person dictates what block to make. And so next month it's mine. And I'm going to ask people, you can ask people to make 2. So I'm going to ask people to make 2 of these. And what they're going to do, I'm going to ask them to use 2 different fabrics and then switch the pinwheels in each of those 2. So that when it goes together in a bit of 4, we get some more variety. So that's the plan. And that's just one of the quilts in this block magazine, which is really neat. We watched them make this arrow quilt. There are some good ones. This one I made. That was what was hanging up last week, the keyhole quilt. So that's one thing that came in the box. Secondly, who doesn't need another calendar? This quilt on the front sold it to me. Ooh, it's kind of shiny. And it's just a magazine, a calendar that has the patterns for each of these. So I can make a pin cushion. This one was the one I liked. Another pinwheel basket one. But then when I found the block one, that was simpler to describe with the same effect. A needle keep. That one's cool. These are all strips, scraps of strips. That one's cool too. That's a Pat Sloan. Beehive. I love this one. I'm going to make this one. This reminds me of my sister. Hi, KB, if you're out there. These are little patches, but you can do them with the strip method. I think they finish up 1 inch by 1 inch. This is a good old pinwheel one, right? Here's a neat one. This is paper piecing. I almost thought of doing this for my Queen Bee, but I don't really like the look of it as well. So I decided not to do that. And then this is fun for some embroidery. Some fun Santas. Okay, so let's speed this puppy up. Did I show you all this last week? I think I did. Where I got my triangles. I'm going to make triangles out of these bright colors with a white background. Oh, this is fun. Although it's without the chocolates because I already ate them. My sister made us bags. Check this bag out. And it snaps shut. It has something like I want to say a measuring tape inside it. Or like one of those tapes, one of those bracelets that you hit your hand with and it scrunches around. And then she made, these are great, especially for those of us with colds or who need tissues, a tissue holder. I don't know how this happened, but I ended up with 2 of them. Oh, I do know how this happened. And it says Alexa and Chris. And see the date. So you may remember last weekend, they went shopping for a dress for Alexa. Karen did. And she made these because, of course, you do weep when you're buying dresses because the bride looks so beautiful. Well, my sister must have had a brain cramp. And which is kind of funny because it's usually me with the brain cramp. But she put the wrong date. They're going to get married on 10/9. Uh-oh. Do I have that right? 10 or 11? November, December. On 11/9/19. So I just had a brain cramp too. So these are collector's items. We laughed about that quite a lot. Anyway, I love them, KB. Thank you. Chris Myers made me one of these that I've used for years. So, and it really is almost worn out. So thank you. So that's another thing that came. Oh, here's a fun one. Ooh la la. So this was a special of the day when we were there. And I have learned their secret, which is a smart one, is these are great. So the reason these charm packs are so good and layer cakes is because you get the variety of designs from the designer. And the designers know what goes together. Better, frankly, they do it every day. And some people are really good at it and others of us aren't. But so I love the variety and I love that you know it all goes together. Where I oftentimes fall down is I don't buy the corresponding fabric for a border or a binding. And I did it this time because I like this so much, because oftentimes this runs out long before you ever use your charm pack. So that's a tip. If you get a charm pack and you're really serious about doing one of these good patterns, splurge on the binding fabric. I don't always do it, but I did it in that case. Okay. Because I am trying to figure out a fabric. Uh-oh, what's going on here? I hope that didn't get stuck. Oh, Sue says she likes the unboxing. Oh, I'm glad. Aw, yay. Thanks for that feedback. Okay, here's another one. This was a neat thing they gave us in the retreat. And it's just a plastic bag, but it's a nice plastic bag with a zipper. And you know, one of my New Year's resolutions, I have to do this. I don't want to use any more plastic bags from the supermarket. I get in there and I forget that my bags are in the back of my car. So I've just got to train myself. So anyway, this might even be too good for groceries, but it was fun. I think I might be stuck here. Hopefully not. Okay, we'll keep going. Oh, we got a couple of these. This is a 2.5-inch ruler. And then this is a 5-inch ruler. And these are specially designed by Jenny because then she can use it on her 5-inch charms and her 10-inch charms to cut them in half. So we got those two new ones. Uh-oh. Well, you know what? I'm going to back out of this and I'm going to go find Becca's tweet or her email. Again, send email to lynn@simplycolorful.com. Oh, yay. Here we go. Oh, Carol says hi. Carol over in Natick. She says hi. She's watching. Hi, Carol. Good job to everyone today. I know it couldn't have been easy. Oh, Pat says hi. Hi, Pat. If you're still out there, I love my ornament. Maggie, hi, up in New Hampshire. Maggie says, I just wanted to say hi to you and everyone in FiberCast world. Hope everyone is staying warm. She says, I'm just unwinding after a long week and enjoying a glass of wine while I watch you. Aw. She says, thanks for sharing your Missouri Star adventures for those of us who haven't gotten there yet. And thanks for all your efforts on FiberCast. She says, I enjoy spending my Friday nights watching you. Your friend, Maggie. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that feedback because sometimes I love it, but I appreciate that. That's good. Kathleen, hello. She says, I'm checking in to say hello. I enjoyed seeing pictures of your trip to Missouri Star. Looking forward to finding out what's in your box. Oh, yes, I'll keep unloading in a minute. Really, there isn't that much. I was relatively controlled. She says, I'm keeping myself busy in my sewing room. Good. She says, it's my therapy. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I've been learning to make cards using applique and free motion, actually from a gal in Alaska. Ooh, her site is called onthetrailcreations.com. Thank you. That's good to know. She has videos, says Kathleen. She says, I'm happy to be with you. Hugs for a nice week. Oh, look at her card. Oh, isn't that neat? Wow. Love it. Oh, look at this card. Very pretty. Wow, you're a natural. Oh, look at that. Oh, love them. Very nice. Becca says, I'm working on this ink circles cross-stitch design called Bloomers. Oh, and she says, I'm feeling better. How are you doing? Oh, I'm glad you're feeling better. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. Oh, I love your variegated thread. And I hope the live is working. I'm showing this up close. That is beautiful. I'm feeling sort of better. Do you know 2 children died of the flu in 2 towns right next to us? And one of them, at least, the 11 or 12-year-old, had the flu shot. So it must be there's another strain around here. Carol, she says, hi, I hope you've had a good week. So far, I'm managing to avoid the white stuff, she says. Hey, Chris. Hi, Chris. She says she's here. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, we had it. Just wait till you see what we got. What I got from, they brought in remnants and they put them on the table from down in their cellar and they sold it to us by the pound. I don't even want to tell you how many pounds I bought, but I will. And that's what I'm going to show you. Yes, see you for breakfast, 9 o'clock. So Carol over in Yorkshire says, hope you've had a good week. She's managed to avoid the white stuff. She says there's been snow up north and down south, but all she's seen here is a flurry or two. She says, tonight I've been working on putting the borders on my Bonnie Hunter Mystery Good Fortune. Oh, wow. Oh, isn't that pretty? Oh, and she says about the thread, I've just got a freestanding thread holder and I'm liking it very much. Oh, because it unwinds better maybe when it stands up. Oh, that is beautiful, Carol. Look at that. That is gorgeous. Thank you. Oh, Kathleen says, well, still like Lynn, I still can't watch on Facebook. My iPad says it doesn't support Flash Player. I'm fine with watching YouTube on my Apple TV. Hugs, Kathy. Thank you, Kathy. Oh, boy. Oh, I'm so glad you're all out there. Let's see. What else is in my box? Oh, this was on the discount counter. Just what I needed was more charms. This is Freya and Friends, Janet Claire, sort of blues and peaches. So that one's fun. Let me go on. Just want to, I hope live is working okay. Okay, I think it is. So please put your comments in, share the live feed if it's working for you, and thank you. Oh, this was a fun one. Check out this, Kona Cotton Solids. I loved the variety and the subtlety of these. So that'll be fun. Oh, there was a panel challenge. I forgot about this. So everyone got to pick one panel. And we picked panels for each other, and now we're challenging ourselves to use them. So this is lovely, actually. Isn't that pretty? As far as panels go. So some FiberCast, we will make that into a quilt. So all of us, Alexa, Karen, I don't know if Becky was there yet, or Melissa, or Becca. I don't know what I think Becca, you took another panel. So we're all going to make a quilt with the panel that someone else chose for us. So that'll be fun. Ah, I forgot about this. It's a 5-inch charm pack, free spirit, that matches my 10-inch. Isn't that pretty? Chris, you would like those colors. And should that not be enough, check this out. I think this is this Tulip Pink from Free Spirit? Well, it's Free Spirit Fabrics. So I love that one. So stay tuned. I'm going to make something fun with that. Okay. So, when we get charms, right? Every time you buy something, you get a charm. Oh, this is good. This is going to be a luggage tag. And now we get to the fabrics that they put out on the table that we bought. They ended up being about $3 a yard, but we bought them by the pound. So this is a Christmas one, Joy to the World. And I'm not a good shopper. I don't know how people did it. Becky was able to get probably every cafe on the table. I don't know how she did it. Katie was able to get the artsiest, most coolest design fabric. Karen and Alexa were off getting their wedding dress. So we filled bags for them, which was very fun. But isn't that a pretty one? It's very springy. Here's another bright piece. Look at how much this is. This might be 4 yards of that one. Look at that. Tell me that doesn't scream 70s. Well, there's that. Christmas. These are big pieces. Oh, I like this one. This one is a Ann Kelly for Robert Kaufman. Little hearts. Oh, now we're getting into the big pieces. Check this out. That's going to be like a backing and a border. This is going to be for that charm quilt I showed you last week with that Moda Darling Squares. Oh, this. Now this is linen. So if anyone wants linen, like Mom, if you want to do some embroidery on that, or I don't know what, I thought it was just faux cotton, like that grunge, but it wasn't. Okay. Then this, isn't that cute? I thought that would make nice pillowcases. Oh, check this out. How's this for a backing? A batik backing. And we're almost done. We're almost done. Oh, another charm. And another friction pen, which was very nice. I love these friction pens. Well, I don't know how they work. This is new to me. Oh, that's different. So the friction pen I have here, what is different? They're both made by Pilot Friction. So on this one, I can open it up like that. This one, I can't. I have to go like that. So anyway, that's good. And then last but not least, and probably my heaviest piece of all, how's that for backing? Anyone needs some batik winter blue? I have it. So that's that. Pretty cool, huh? So you get Missouri Star Retreat is like the fun that keeps on happening. And Chris and Deb, we missed you being there, and Jean and Kelsey, but we made new friends. So hi to everyone in our new Facebook group. And the stores were not that busy because it was so cold. In one store I was in, a man came in and he was looking for a very specific color for a quilt he was making. He said he had driven 4 hours, and I loved hearing that. He said he came in his truck, right? I thought that was cool. Quilting can be for many different people. Okay, so I'm putting this all away so that we can look at the squares that I made for Michelle. And then I think, oh, good. I'm so glad people are out there. Marie, hi. And Wendy and Carol. Oh, and Ben. Hi, Ben. I'm psyched you're out there. I'm coming down to the vineyard tomorrow. Go Pats. Okay, put all of that in there. Okay, last week you may remember that Michelle, Queen Bee Michelle, asked us to make these blocks. She said use Kona white in the background and then blue and make 2 of them. And so I finished 2. And I tell you, I want to. So there's 1 and there's 2, but I haven't taken the paper piecing out of it. So maybe I'll do that. You can see how satisfying this part of the project is. Quilting certainly has to be. I wish that they would be more open with it, but there has to be some, whether it's OCD or anxiety, there's got to be some reason why those of us who quilt a lot do it. And I think I'm narrowing it down to the fact that it's something I can control, and it does calm me down when I get into that zone, right? And it's all I'm thinking about. Doing this, picking this paper out doesn't do that for me, but I don't know. And this is not my best work. If you can see here on the back, it's pretty bulky. But let me see who else is out there. Aww. Oh, Julie says, I leave my shopping in the trolley if I leave my bags in the car. That is so smart. And then do you literally wheel it out and put it into the bags in your car? That is so smart. Really, I can't do any more plastic bags. And I should know better. And I get in there and that's a great idea. I think I'll do that. And that will force me to, like you say, I'll just wheel it out to my car. The other day I parked my car in the parking lot such that I couldn't get to the back of it. And it was so busy over there at Stop and Shop in Milford. It's crazy how busy that place is. And I couldn't get into my side doors and I couldn't get into my back door. So I literally had to move my car in order to empty my cart into the car. I thought that was kind of funny. So note to self, make the back of your car at that parking lot anyway, because the spaces are so close together and it's always packed. Park my car so that I can lift my back hatch. Okay, 2 more. And then I think, oh, Karen, hi out on the West Coast. Nice to see you. I love seeing your dogs. Thanks for joining. I'm curious if you're sewing at all. I remember you made that pineapple quilt. Was it purple? And I think you had gone to a sewing retreat to do it. Are you doing any more of that? Highly recommend these retreats. Even if it's just a couple of you getting together at each other's house. We are going to do it for doll making, hopefully in a few weeks. I discovered that the second weekend and the second Tuesday, I have both quilting and my doll things. So I'm going to go see Mom this is our first weekend and our first Tuesday. So if I stay down there and work there for a few days, it's all good. Now, let's see if I can iron this. A little bit better. I don't even know what time it is. There we go. Sizzle, sizzle. That's a little flatter. There we go. Let's do this other one. Gonna crank up the water. Get ready. And put your finger. Okay, it's a little bit better. Still not great, but that's just fine. Oh, Carol, you like your creative grid rulers? I do too. Yep. There we go. That's looking flatter. And Michelle asked us not to square it up. She'll square them all up, which I think is smart. Because we all will have slightly different seam allowances. Okay, so that's one for Queen Michelle. And I'm trying to think if there was anything else I wanted to make sure to share with you. I just wanted to encourage everyone to work on their projects, finish a few UFOs. Thank you to those of you who have sent in your quilts to be quilted. Good timing. I'm turning them around pretty fast right now. And yeah. And again, if you're doing Dear Jane, set yourself a goal. Otherwise, it won't get done. Says me who has not gotten it done, but I am going to. And I'm going to always remember this one that we did as having done it today on February 1st. Happy birthday to folks who have February birthdays. We should start doing that. We should start commemorating people's birthdays each month. Might be fun. Oh, Karen says, I came in late, but love what you're showing. Oh, good. I'm glad you do. I'm so glad you're there. Oh, good. Hi, Gail. I'm glad you're watching. Thanks for being there. Did you get your quilt yet? That one sure is patriotic. I love it. I think we talked about it. It's very iconic. It reminds me of Andy Warhol's prints. Oh, Wendy says, use your ripper to cut it gently to start the rip. Oh, thank you, Wendy. How am I going to do that? Use your ripper to cut it gently to start the rip. I think that does help, doesn't it? Rather than using my little, it's be painful to watch. Oh, I think I see what you mean. Look at that. Thank you. Good tip. Hi, Dawn. I'm so glad you're out there. Thank you for doing all the work on our website, on the Marathon Quilters website. That is great. Oh, that does help. It just kind of helps to tease it up, doesn't it? There we go. Almost done. And then we will iron it. And then I think we will call FiberCast a success tonight. I've had fun tonight. I hope you have. I think it's more fun when I'm not quite as rushed and when the technology seems to work better. So I'm slowly getting the hang of this overhead thing. Oh, that would be a camera is what I mean by overhead thing. And I love seeing your comments out there. Oh, and Carol says I use tweezers to get the little bits out. That's smart too. Where are my tweezers? Oh, they're over. Thank you. I will go get those. They're over near my quilting machine. Fortunately, on this block, there weren't a whole bunch of paper pieces. It was just in the middle here. Yep, tweezers are a good idea. Oh, what is my queen bee block? Asks Becca. Well, I will show you. I am going to do this one that's on the cover. It's called the Disappearing Pinwheel Basket. Disappearing Pinwheel Basket. So you use, I'm going to ask people to make 2 of them. And I'll show you right here. You know, you start out with your 2 10-inch squares. You sew around the edge, you cut them diagonally, and then you open them up, and it makes 4 half-square triangles. Then you put them together, and you dissect them into 9 pieces. Rearrange them, sew them together. So that's what I'm going to do. And that's due a week from this Tuesday. So, decision made. Okay, I think that's it. So there's one. Now let's give this a squirt. I think we're going to do another mystery quilt. It's going to be in April. The end of April we'll start it. And maybe it'll have a flower theme since we will be starting to be in our gardens. Flower or dirt theme. It'll be brown. I'm just kidding. Whoops. Okay. Put that in there. And there we go. And let's go over here, give it one more. I know I shouldn't be running my iron. I should be pressing it up and down. Okay, so in summary, we finished a Dear Jane block, sort of. We prepared it. We looked at the quilts that Alexa sent in. We looked at what we got from Missouri Star. We finished a couple of these blocks for Michelle, and we planned for next week. So I want to thank you all for joining me. It's been great fun. Do what you love to do. Spend time making yourself happy and helping others, of course, because that will make you happy. And drink lots of fluids and rest, because there's a lot of cold going around out there. I think that's it. Thanks again, everyone. I'll see you next Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern right here.